I want to thank you, Heavenly Father,
No, we're not coming to that.
for shining your light on me.
I don't have it.
You have something.
You niggas is mad because I don't got those vocals, but I'm going to come in with this.
Yeah, do that.
Woo! You already know what it is. Yeah. Episode 21.
21.
We made it.
21. We
Hey.
21, we grown.
Come on, man. It's the first time you did something this
We got
long.
some strippers here. We 21 today, man.
Episode 21, Kitchen Talk. We in our
We made
kitchen having talks that you only have in your kitchen. Right? Nothing but family in here.
Facts.
Okay? Nothing but family in here. We COVID free. You understand? We gotta let that be known because there's a spike in COVID. And you know what? This is not a cooking show.
Nope.
This is not a love show.
And it's not a wrestling show.
Real talk though. It's real talk. Nothing but real talk going on in here. Today is a special day for me. You
Me
know,
too.
Me too.
y'all
You trying to take a
want
special
Yes.
day for yourself?
Right.
But it's more special for me,
Wow.
nigga. Because I'm gonna break it down.
Alright, go ahead.
I'm gonna break it all the way down. Today we got somebody that is really a icon, a hip hop pioneer. And then one of my favorite things about him is that he transcended music, rap, hardcore music, and got into the field of television and movies and some of our favorite roles and favorite classic, movies, shit like New Jack City, Chris Rock was smoking that crack. Oh man, you already know what it is, man. Round of applause for the legendary Ice-T, man.
Legendary, OG.
Legend. In the kitchen talk.
Yes,
in the
sir.
kitchen.
It's a hurricane going on outside.
It is. You came out
Man
and
is safe from.
no man safe.
Yeah. I just took my mask off.
Yeah.
Make it clear. Anytime you do this stuff, you like, why y'all ain't got your mask? Look, y'all don't want
Just
to
took
see
the
it.
and I got the hold on.
Right there,
I
Pat.
got this.
Yeah, we
Just
did.
in case.
Everybody's test me right.
Everybody-
On camera.
On camera.
Am I good?
Yeah, you good.
Good.
Okay, all right.
Everybody's good.
All right. Just for the people that are going to start talking shit before we even get started.
Right.
Yo, Ice. I got an 18-year-old son. And he loves hip hop. We talk about all kinds of stuff. I like to educate him though. I educate him on a lot of the artists that I know that he don't really know. Like he had a hard time understanding that Snoop Dogg was the biggest artist at one point. Right? He didn't know. He was like, Jadakiss was in a group? Like, yeah, the Locks. Like he did like these things. And for me, you made this transition into film and the television, and you part of a show that is like culture. I was with Smiley the other day. She said, all I look at is Law and Order. I'm telling you that right now. Come over here. All I look at is Law and Order.
All day.
Let me tell you some real shit. I was locked up. A lot of people know I was in jail, right? I was in prison for 10 years. You know, you got like the Muslims, right? You call them Aki. I was in a particular jail. This one Muslim, his name was we called him TV Ak. All he watched was TV, and one of his favorite shows was Law and Order.
Yeah.
That's all he watched. You know, so we would watch these things and shit like that. But I wanted to talk to you about that, like, because it's like so many people know you for that role and these other roles that they may forget. They may forget your origin is embedded in hip hop.
Yeah.
Now, I was doing some research. I didn't know that you was born in New Jersey, bro.
Yeah. I was born in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I lost my mother when I was in the 3rd grade. We moved to Summit, New Jersey, which is suburbs. And then I lost my father when I was in the 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I was orphaned and I was shipped to LA to live with his sister. And that's how I got to the West Coast. So now I'm full circle. Since I started doing SVU, I came back and I ended up living in Jersey again. Full circle. But yeah, that's the truth. And like you were saying earlier, your kids, I've been on Law and Order now 22 years.
My son wasn't even born.
22 years. And I went on the show to do 4 episodes.
Wow.
Right? So I had no idea it was going to be this long a run. And I realized that if a kid is 21, I've been on Law and Order their whole life. And they have no reference point. If it wasn't for YouTube, they would have no reference point to me doing music.
That's crazy.
So,
You never know colors.
but thank God for, see, hip hop itself, the culture, is a youth-based culture. It was made by kids.
Right.
When it started, everyone was 16, 17, 18.
Right.
If you were in that first generation, meaning you grew up listening to groups like Run DMC and Houdini, if they were anywhere on your radar, you got hit with this lightning bolt that won't allow you to grow up. You now have the fountain of youth, because as a parent, you still feel you're way cooler than your kids. Because you were part of such a powerful moment that now you and the adults now will take their kids and they'll say, oh, I like little this, a little that. They say, hold on, I'm gonna show you Big Daddy Kane. You know what I mean? Like, hold up, listen to Rakim. That's our generation, because and that's a beautiful thing. So although the kids may not know me, the parents are gonna make sure they know me.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So
That's a fact.
It is what it is.
So you run into that because, like I said, you've been on it 22 years. My son, 18.
Mine's 16.
Crazy. They don't know this.
SVU, Ice-T.
Right. That's Ice-T from the movies.
He might
They know New Jack City.
Yeah, New Jack City.
New Jack City is one of those movies that transcended, time.
It's like an urban movie that you have to see. That, Paid in Full, Boys in the Hood.
Right.
Menace Society. Those are movies you have to see. And they keep getting passed on.
Coming from the East Coast and going into the West Coast this early in the game, was you already into music though?
No, when I went to LA, I was just a kid. Meaning I hadn't kicked up no dust. I was in the 7th grade. People talking about, oh, I was out shooting niggas at 10. Shut up.
Right.
I was a kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 12 years old.
Right.
So I wasn't doing nothing. And when I came back, when I went to LA, I was bused to a white junior high school in Culver City called Palms. Still wasn't in the funk. I was just a kid moving around. I had a buddy named Billy Arnold. He was the coolest kid on the bus. But what happened to me after I got to high school, I didn't want a bus, and I wanted to go to the school which was close to me, which was Crenshaw High School, aka Fort Crenshaw.
Okay, so that's the hood.
That's the hood.
Definitely.
I lived close to the hood, but they bust my area.
Right.
So I was went to there, and I was it was like a culture shock. I'm meeting kids that went to Bethune, Horace Mann, all the different hardcore schools, and they were in gangs. I wasn't in no gangs.
So this was in the 70s.
Yes.
You wasn't in no gang.
Never. I never been in a
Right.
gang.
You never been in a gang.
But my whole school was basically run by the Crips. When I got there, there was bishops. See, when in my era, there weren't Bloods, there were Brims. So it was the Crips and the Brims.
Blood, because they still have rims now.
It's like a blood set now.
Right, but it
No.
was first.
Bloods. See, all right, let me break it down. Let me do some LA shit. Okay, and I wear a lot of red now because I can. You know what I'm saying? Because that's over for me.
Right.
But everything that's not a Crip is a Blood by default. So if you're a Crip, everything ends with Crip. So you're a Hoover Crip, a Block Crip, a Nutty Block Crip, a West Side, a Underground Crip, Hoover Crip, a Rolling 60 Crip, an A-Tray Gangsta Crip. Those ends with Crip. Like when Dog Pound Gangsta, Crip. It's a Crip. Everything that's not a Crip, a Bounty Hunter, an Athens Park Boy, a Denver Lane, Inglewood Family, Pyrus, Bishops, all those are blood gangs by default because they're not Crips. Okay, now a Crip refers to you as cuz. A Brim or an Athens Park Boy refers to you as blood. So they call them blood gangs, but it's really the slang they use when they talk. A Crip will have his left ear pierced. A Blood will have his right ear pierced. A Crip carries a rag in the left. They carry it in the right. So all the differences are set up for you. So, but the theory of, it went into a mix. When I went to high school, there were just Crip gangs, blood gangs, the Brim gangs, but crack just shook it up and turned it into a whole nother thing where the sets started to divide up. So say for instance we was schoolyard Crips, and you say, in Ice, man, these niggas over here don't got the sack. We gonna split up. We Maino Crips. So that the Crip sets splintered.
Okay.
They splintered.
Right.
And that's why you got the Crips fighting the Crips, Harlem Crips fighting the 60s. It gets very, very complicated. So the theory of coming to LA and wearing a particular color, anybody can get it. Then Hoover just separated, and they're a gang. They're not a Crip or Blood. They're just Hoover. They were orange. They wear the Houston hats. So that gang shit is heavy and it's complicated and it's real.
Back then, I'm pretty sure, definitely. And I spent a lot of time in LA. But back then it was different though. This was pretty much the beginning.
Yes, it was jumping off. Now me, not being from any one of those neighborhoods, I quickly realized, like, if I join any gang, I immediately turn the rest of them into my enemy. So what I always had to gift the gab, I was able to meet you the big homie from 60s, I get you to like me, right? If I got you liking me, I'm good. And also if I got the Harlem niggas liking me. And as I started to elevate in high school, I started to hang around the players. We were wearing fila, we had perms and stuff like that. Yeah, but then at the same time, we kept a pistol. We turned the P into a G real quick.
Absolutely.
Not no problem.
Absolutely.
But we were the players.
Pistols was packed.
Yep, absolutely.
Believe it.
Yeah, we was armed. I've never had any situation that I couldn't handle. You know, so but by having like diplomatic immunity and being able to move through the neighborhood,
Right.
was safer and smarter because I didn't have gang politics. I wasn't coming into the bounty
You wasn't
hunters.
restricted by those politics.
Although one time I was talking to this girl from Bloodstone Villain Hood, I went over there and I was talking to her, and the second time I came over, she said, "Yo, Ice, these niggas over here say they gonna rob you." I'm like, "Peace, that pussy ain't worth that." I'm out. That was the last time I'm coming back over there because I'm in a neighborhood that I don't, I was invading their area, but if I was say in the bounty hunters hood and they banged on me, I'm like, yo, I ain't gang banging, cuz I'm not no bang. I wouldn't even say cuz because that would be
Right.
Now I say cuz, I speak freely like that because 99.9% of my friends are Crips.
Was most of your friends Crips then?
Yeah.
So you kind of had Crip affiliation.
But
Yeah.
was that because your neighborhood was close to
Yes.
theirs?
Right.
Yes. It's all based on where you live. And Crenshaw High School was pretty much the 60s. People who go to Crenshaw from the 60s are from A-Trade gangsters, or they from Harlem or Hoover. Harlem or Hoover. Those are the four Crip
Like the
sets.
district of school.
Yes. And, they would fight. A-Trades were the sworn enemies of the 60s. I know niggas from AET.
Right. I heard about that.
I know niggas from Harlem, which is 30s. The 30s for some, now this is something I don't even know. Somehow the 30s became named Harlem. I don't know if it was somebody from New York that gave them that name, but they called the Harlem Crips. That's what Dave East connected to them some kind of way.
So California always had Harlem Crip?
Yes.
Always?
In the 70s.
And what Harlem was they referring to?
You gotta ask a Harlem Crip.
Really?
You gotta ask, but that's 30s.
So we talking about the 70s though.
That's Harlem.
Wow.
So that's neighborhood. 60 call themselves neighborhood, so they hit
Right,
shit like
I know,
that.
yeah.
So it's all these different sets and stuff. So I was able to navigate South Central when it was hot without being. See, the thing of it is once you jump into a gang, now you connected. You got to put in work for the set. It's a bunch of stuff that goes along with it. So I just never did it. And we were from the 40s. The cats I was rolling with, we were hustling and doing other things. There wasn't a rolling 40s. There was not a 40s Crip set. So the cats in the 40s were either Harlems or 60s. Now there's a 40s gang.
Right, and it is.
So you had started a 40s Crip from you from the 40s?
I didn't see no reason to start a
No,
gang.
I said you could have.
I could have, but see, the thing of it is that I realized real early that gangbanging was a interesting game. You know what I'm saying? I sized that up, like, because you gonna come in as a BG and somebody like, older cat is gonna put you to work right out the gate. So if you could, I tell kids, if you can avoid it, do it. But a lot of times, like I had one kid from used to produce my records named Aladdin. He was from Nutty Block out in Compton.
Nutty Block.
Yeah. And when he made money with me, I told him, I said, yo, Aladdin, you still look like a banger. Why you bang? He said, Ice, I still live in the hood. Like, I'm still there. I got to deal with them niggas every day. So the only really way to get away from it is to move. But if you got to keep going back to that project, and that project is a particular set, you finna rock with them.
Yep.
You know,
it's time to go, you got to go.
Imperial Courts, you know, whatever, the project, PJW, Project Watts, all the different sets. And I always, and like also when I came out rapping, I didn't rap under any gang color.
Right.
I would wear black. Then it was funny, like me, Cube, everybody used to wear black. And then I ran into this dude named Raider, was the leader of the Santana Block Crips, who wear black.
Wow.
So this nigga tells me, I was at a funeral, he go, yo, I should be repping our set.
What?
I was like, word? Yeah, word? I'm like, yo, he said, yeah, Raider, we Santanas, we wear black. So I, early in my career, realized it wasn't a smart thing to do. And when the cruise came back in '92, it made it a little bit more easy for cats to wear colors. You know, Snoop, the kids, Snoop and them, they're from Long Beach.
Right.
They start wearing, but it's still a. I have full respect for the gangs. I tread lightly in gang politics.
Right.
You know, because they'll kill you. Period.
You basically learned how to stay affiliated without actually having to be a part of.
Well,
Affiliated.
most smart people learn that in the hood regardless. If you go to jail, you don't got to be the tough guy. You just got to know the people that's going to keep people off
Absolutely.
you. You know, I'm not that big. You know, I'm not no monster. You know what I'm saying? So, and then look, you talking to a nigga. My name is Tracy. Okay, I got light eyes. Right? I'm yellow. I had to figure this shit out.
Right. I understand.
I had to figure it out. Now I can squab. I mean, I'm not afraid to fight, but they got niggas.
Hold up, because he don't know what squab mean. Just in case you was gonna try me, I was gonna put it out. I can squab, nigga. I can squab, nigga.
But I mean, you got niggas on the street look like Gigantor. You know what I'm saying? So it's. You know, like we used to say, you know, in the game, we like, yo, you nigga, you fight when you run out of pimping, man. You understand? So I had to learn how to use this versus these.
Right. Learn how to use what you had.
Don't look Ice in his eyes.
Don't look at his eyes.
I got eyes too.
Don't look in his eyes.
I told you that before he came. Don't look in his eyes.
The Ice, because you
But I'm sorry, I just want to make that clear because there's a lot of confusion since we are. Oh, Ice-T was in this gang and that gang and this gang, that gang. Ice-T said 60s here. Ice-T said that. Those are my friends, and I'm affiliated with them, but I'm not officially a gang member.
What was your inspiration behind the song Colors?
Oh, we're gonna get the colors first. It was something that came before that. There was a song. There's a song that comes before that that is instrumental in the whole West Coast gangster rap wave. All right, it's a song called 6 o'clock in the morning. All right, now Ice-T, because if you niggas did your homework, you would notice. If you really was rap fans like I am, you would notice. All right.
Here you go.
Yeah.
No. You see, let him build. Let him
build. So once he gets something,
you attribute it as being the godfather of the West Coast when it comes to gangster rap. I've heard that. I grew up listening, hearing that. And there's this song, 6 o'clock in the morning, which you kind of was inspired by PSK, Schoolie D.
Absolutely, totally. This is what was happening when I first started rapping. I was trying to rap like LL Cool J. I was trying to rap battle rap. You know, I'm this, I'm that. I rip you, blow your mic hand off. I'm that nigga. Rap that loud. And my boys were like, why don't you say them gang rhymes you say? Because I used to make gang rhymes and stuff. You ever heard the gang rhymes?
I don't know if I heard that one.
I used to do gang rhymes, like say for the Crips, I'll say Strolling through the city in the middle of the night, niggas on my left and niggas on my right, yelling, cut, 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 rip, every nigga I see. If you bad enough, come fuck with me. I seen another nigga, I said, Crip again. He said, fuck a Crip, nigga, this is Brown. So he pulled out the Roscoe. Roscoe said, crack. I look again, nigga was shooting back. So he fell to the ground, aimed for his head. One more shot, the nigga was dead. We walked over to him, took his gun, spit in his face, and began to run. So when you see another nigga laying dead in the street in a puddle of blood from his head to his feet, hope it's time all you busters get hip. That is fuck a brim, nigga. This West Side Crip.
Hold on, I'm amazed at how old is that rhyme?
That rhyme is maybe 10 years before rap.
I can't remember. I can't remember a rap.
He like it was
It
like
was
he
there.
was
He was
from
there.
Minutes
that
ago.
place.
It was 10
All
years.
right.
It was 10 years before rap. Like, I didn't even know there was gonna be hip hop, but I used to say these rhymes to pacify and to entertain the gang members. So I had the gang members around us, and I would just make up these rhymes. Want to hear another one?
Yep.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here's another one. This and it's never been done to music. This is just shit I would make up to keep them niggas happy, right? You know what I'm saying?
Scrolling
right?
through, hold on.
I like this nigga. This nigga say one of them. I like this nigga. Yeah. I'll kill you over this nigga right here. That was me, right?
Yeah.
See, strolling through the city, falling to a party on a Saturday night. And I left the pad down and out for a fight. Had on my waistline leather, Levi's cuffed. Under the coat, I knew I was buff. Because I was driving the iron, getting ready for that set. And I was packing a punch a nigga never forget. The ring in my ear was hanging halfway to the floor. And I was so tight, I walked sideways out the door. Now my ride, it was lifted, front, side, and rear. Glass was all tinted, wasn't none of it clear. Krager down with a cold ass pearl. Deepest diamond tuck in the goddamn world. I had quadraphonic headphones with a tone you could fix. Under the seat I had a 30-06. Now on the way to the party I was scraping and hopping, cause I knew by the end of the night there was gonna be some popping. When I got to the set, I just let it lay on the ground. The Buddhists came to check it out from Chinatown. Now when I fell in the party, it was niggas for days. I was looking crazy in some hellified ways. I just walked in the corner, listened as they talk. First James Brown record, I jumped up from Crip Walk. Now I was walking so hard, couldn't no one compete. I was about to turn out the party with my goddamn feet. But then some niggas went and got out of line, and they knows my fist had no trouble to find. After driving the iron so hard all that day, I drove his grill in one hell of a way. But his partners fell out, so did mine. Squabbing went on for quite a long time. Then all of a sudden I heard some popping. I knew not too soon this fight would be stopping. I seen 22s, 38s, and a 45. I knew not too much would be left alive. The niggas broke out in the goddamn rage, man. I even think I seen a sawed-off gauge. But homies, I was sent from hell, not heaven. I broke out with the chrome-plated 357. And the name of the game is simply survival. End of the night, 10 was dead on arrival. And me and my partners, we was gone like the winds. Police blamed it on the Crips or the Brims. But some niggas know, in the corner in the dark, them crazy niggas reside in Triangle Park. They go by the name of Burnett, Zell, and Trey. And they belong to the association called the EPA. That's when we call ourselves the Eliminators Pimpin Association.
That was fire.
Hold on. Listen, I can't remember a rhyme from yesterday.
That was fire.
Let alone
Definitely can.
So
all these years.
So dig it. I got a lot of them. That's the last two, but I had a lot of them. So when
You was pimping then.
Pimping is a figure of speech. I had boosters and I had girls on my crew that was actually out getting money, and if they had to fuck you, they would. Let's put it like that. I wasn't no stand-up pimp on the corner, you know. But our bitch had to do what she had to do. Bitches are sitting on 20,000. They can get money. Don't let me hear that bullshit. So anyway, no, there should be no broke bitches at the motherfucking welfare office. Not at all. Sitting on 20,000. Yeah, what Cat Williams said. Cat Williams said if a motherfucker walked down the street and found a pussy, they would pick the pussy up and they would nurse it back to health. They'd be like, God damn it, save it, wash it clean. If they seen a dick on the street, they kick that shit down the street. You know, it's not valuable. Pussy is priceless.
It's not valuable.
Okay,
That's
how do we
real.
jump on a pimp conversation?
No, because I know that you was inspired a little bit by Iceberg Slim.
Absolutely. So let's get back to 6 in the morning, because that's a whole nother tangent to pimp.
Definitely.
Okay, but
Right here, Ice.
so my boys was like, say some more of that shit.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to rap like Ella, like, say that shit. Like, ain't nobody want to hear that criminal ass shit. because no one had done it. Run DMC was kind of clean. Everybody was clean. So then I heard PSK. I was in a club and I heard that shit come on.
They don't know what PSK is.
By Schoolie D. PSK, we making that game. People always say,
what the hell is that, man? Yeah. You can't understand.
King of New York.
Yeah. But Biggie used to
Now the only gangster shit he's saying it is he says sucker when he talked to this DJ sucker MC, he say, I put my pistol up against his head, said sucker ass nigga, I should shoot you dead. Right? So I'm listening to that. So the beat, if you play that in a club, it's like dust. It comes out and it felt on. So I'm like, God, this shit is dope. At the time, everyone was yelling on records.
He was smooth on it.
I was like, who is this nigga? Right? So I went and got the record and they go PSK. And I'm like, what is PSK? They say Parkside Killers. A gang. I'm like, this nigga's repping a gang. Okay, that's what I needed. Okay, now hip hop is infected with this gangster shit. So I went home and we took the 808, we put an 808 up, put a beat down, I came in 6 in the morning, police at my door, fresh Adidas squeaker, the same cadence as Schoolie D. But I told a whole story about running from the police and all that, this, that, and the third. That, what people say was the beginning of gangster rap. Now, I know other people that were in the same, there was a group out here in New York, called Mob Style. Right. That was another one, but I immediately checked.
I think that this was before Mob
Style. It was. Yeah. But I started watching everybody was doing similar shit. So we did it. It was the B-side. See? You see Hurricane, motherfuckers. Wow. Y'all see that? This might be the final podcast. The lost tapes. The lost tapes. Get it? So anyway, long story short, that was one of the first records, and then later, Cube wrote "Boys in the Hood."
That's what I was going to tell you. This is what I was going to say.
Not excited.
No, I'm excited. This is some hip hop shit because
it's the truth.
NWA. You know, we watched Straight Outta Compton, and then that song, right? We see Eazy-E.
Was it Boys in the Hood first, or was it the Eazy-E song?
Nah, Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood was all of them on the song, right?
No, it's just Eazy-E.
Oh, his song was Boy. Yeah, I got it now.
That's
he
song
had the same cadence.
Right. So now that song.
That's Cube wrote that.
But he made
it was inspired
in the same
right.
cadence.
Cube will tell you that the Boy in the Hood is 6 in the morning part 2.
Oh,
right.
Got it. Yeah.
It was inspired.
Love it.
Yeah, the same cadence, the same gangster shit on the.
Right.
Yeah, I got it.
Right. So when you say,
Amber Alert. Amber Alert.
Shit is popping off over here.
Amber Alert.
But
tornado warning.
I told you. I walked through the door saying there's a motherfucking tornado.
For real.
It's crazy. 9 o'clock's happening.
The beauty of it is Cube and all of us are best friends.
Right.
See, so when I was starting my rap career, Cube and them were doing Dope Man. We were on Macola. We were selling records together. We toured together. You know, we were always friends. So when they did Fuck the Police, all this stuff was happening. We were all in the same cypher.
Right.
I just wasn't a member of NWA. I was a solo artist.
Right.
I had 2 albums out by the time they dropped the Straight Outta Compton album.
What was the album with you had a lady?
Yeah, my baby mama, Ice's mom.
Darlene.
Yeah, Darlene.
See, we remember. See, I'm a goddamn fan. Come on.
Keep going.
We remember that though. It was she was like in a bikini.
Yeah, like a sling. She'll jump off.
Right. We remember that. Okay,
that might have been the first booty cheeks.
Yeah, the niggas wasn't doing that. Like, we never saw that before.
Huh?
We never saw that.
No, they wasn't.
Nobody was doing that before.
They wasn't doing the cars and the girl. They wasn't doing, like I was like, look, this is what it is. Let's show them the life. Like, this is the life. Cars, money, guns, all this. This is the life. So.
And plus, if you walking in the record store and you see a bikini on the album cover, you
gonna
pick it up.
Exactly.
But niggas got tight about that. How could you put your girl in the cover? I said, it's my girl. You know what I'm saying? It's real. You know what? I started my career. I didn't know you could lie. I didn't know you could wear other people's jewelry. I didn't know you could be stand. I didn't know you could do things that weren't yours. So I always use my own cars. You know, I say I don't rap about things I ain't got, guns I ain't shot, or hoes I ain't caught. The game to me is too fucking deep. If I did honestly believe I'd die in my sleep.
Woo! Hold on.
Nah.
In today's age, we call that bars.
Bars.
For your ass.
And also because I was being watched. You know, my live niggas was like, you rapping now, nigga, like, nigga, you ain't did that. You know, I had cats that would check me like that from prison. And then one of my homies, MC, rest in peace, he said, Ice, you never gotta lie, man. You live such a wild life, man. You gotta love enough shit. So what I do is, like, a lot of my music, I call it faction. So it's factual occurrences put into a fictional story. So say, for instance, me and you got stopped and the cops came and they went in the car and they hit the seats with a box cutter. Okay, that really happened. So I'll take that and put it into a story. Say, you know, the cops rolled with the box cutter. Right. And that'd be like, oh, but it didn't all really happen like that.
Right, but
it's real shit.
Right, it's real shit.
So it rings real.
Right, and it relates because other niggas didn't hit other niggas shit with box cutters. So now it all relates. Yeah. They can relate to the story you telling.
Right.
Let me ask you this. Was it this song that really propelled you?
Absolutely.
No, I didn't tell you the song yet.
Oh, I thought you were talking about 6 in the morning.
That's what started it.
Well, can I say one more thing about 6 in the morning? I did not think that was going to hit. That was the B-side. Right. I thought I had to keep rapping like LL and Run and all them. And I thought it was so negative and it was so different.
But it was culture, it was street, it was some shit that people wasn't doing.
But see, when you're in the streets, you don't realize that other people in other cities are doing the same thing. The shit you did, whatever you did, there's a nigga in Texas doing it.
That's right.
You know, I don't care how many bricks you got up here, there's somebody else doing it. So I didn't know it. And I got a call from, I want to say this, I got a call from Frisco to play a concert. And they said, would you play, think of the big theater up there where Jimi Hendrix played. But anyway, they said, would you play it? And I was like, yes. 4 days later, they called back. They said, we want you to do a concert here. I said, I have a concert there. They said, no, that's sold out. Wow. I was like, word? I couldn't get a 20-person show in L.A. Wow. But that record hit, and they started playing it on KMEL, and they spun it. Right. They spun it, and I was hot up there. Right. And I went up there, and that's when it was my epiphany. Like, nigga, this is what you need to be doing. Because you found a niche.
A niche.
Yeah.
So you played into it. So I'm going to tell you this. I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking.
Yeah.
King of my jungle, just a gangster stalking.
Yeah.
Living life like a firecracker. Now colors.
That shit right there, for me, that, like, at the end of the movie, because I love the movie.
Right.
And for us, being from New York and being from Brooklyn, we didn't understand what was going on yet. So when that movie kind of showed us some shit that we didn't really get, it was like, oh, they really like fighting over colors, and it was crazy for us. And then at the end of the movie, that song come on, and it's like colors. Like,
okay, I'll tell you the story behind that. Warner Brothers did the movie. I was not involved in the making of the movie. Dennis Hopper directed it, and because I was on Warner Brothers, they wanted me for the soundtrack. I had a song on my first album called "Squeeze the Trigger." Rocket's listening to it in the house when he's sitting there getting ready to go on the drive-by. Yeah. So I knew that if they wanted to use my song, I could ask to see the movie. I knew that. So I said, well, let me see the movie. I mean, I was going to do the song regardless. Right. I was going to let me see the movie. I said, I get me screaming, you know. Right. So we watched it, and at the end, they had a song by Rick James called Colors. And it was awful. Rest in peace, Rick James. But that shit was like, look at all these colors. You know, I was like, oh, hell no. So on the way home, I was with Africa Islam from the Bronx. He was producing my stuff at the time. I was like, man, I could do a song about this gang banging because I know this shit. Right, I know the mentality. I know exactly how these motherfuckers think. I could do this. So we went in the studio that night, and I was bugging off of King Son's record, Mythological by King Son. And he comes up, when I get ill, it's a reason, because it's duck season, hunter of the fronter. So I was like, I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of a junk. So basically, I jacked his cadence, right? Now, see, rappers are inspired by other rappers, but if it's done well, you'll never know. No one would ever know.
I never knew that.
Yeah, but shout out to King Son.
Yeah, shout out to King Son.
So I did it, and I turned it in cold to them. They were like, oh my fucking God, this is incredible. And it became the theme song to the thing. We won an MTV award and all that, and I did a video, and plow. That's honestly, Maino, that's the song I close my shows with.
To this day?
To this day.
Nice.
Wow. Hold on, man.
Do you know what that song is? Colors.
I just want to make sure.
He just want to be mad.
I just make sure these niggas.
What? You think we don't
got
know
your hip hop
anything?
shit together. I never heard that record on the radio. No radio ever played that record, but we knew that song.
It's from a different generation,
right?
Where if it was on the radio, it wasn't good,
right?
You know, we wanted the records that couldn't get on the radio.
Right.
They might make it on a mix show.
Right.
There was no
but we had tapes though.
Wasn't no Sirius FM. You couldn't get the cursing,
so
you had to buy it.
Right.
And it was like good shit if you had it, you know. So and jump into another one, New Jack Hustler. Was the same way. I was in the movie and playing the police. I'm like, look, man,
this is New Jack City.
I'm gonna write a song for this shit. You know? And I can't write it from the cops' perspective. So I wrote it. And New Jack Hustler is co-titled Nino's theme. And so I turned that into the producers. They're like, God damn, this is some good shit. And that went platinum. You know, that whole soundtrack went platinum. But it was, you know, that might be my strong point, is actually making music for films, and because one of my lyrics, I say, like, people say, well, you got a style. Like on Power, I said, I'm living large as possible. Posse's unstoppable. Style topical, vividly optical. Listen, you'll see them. Sometimes I'll be them.
Yeah,
that's my style.
Right.
It's story and
Yeah,
optical. I want you to see it.
You got to see it. How did you? Wow.
I'm talking too much.
No, we need all this. We need all this.
So you're basically a visionary. You see, you can create things and create. You're a great storyteller. You can create things in your mind and put it in.
This is the Godfather.
I know who he is.
Great narrator.
No, but I just need to. This is the Godfather.
I call him my uncle in my head.
Gangsta,
it's okay. I know.
Right. No, like you sit over here and but maybe you are a visionary.
Yeah, you're such a hater.
But you know what it is? You know what it is? The vision I want to expand to people is my music was always, there's two sides to the game. Like I would always, because I idolize Iceberg Slim, so like I never wanted to be that gangster. A lot of my records I end up dead or I get shot or I end up in the prison because I never wanted to push something that was fake.
Right.
Tells the real story.
Send some niggas to jail. Like I say in Original Gangsta, I say that invincible shit don't work. I throw you in the joint, you'll be coming out feet first. Like I want to keep you in the gangster world, but let you know how real it is.
Right.
Truthfully.
Real shit.
Ain't no invincible gangsters. Fuck that. You know, and we seeing that today.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
So let me say this. So you inspiring, you motivating a whole genre. Maybe you didn't even know this at the time, right? I'm pretty sure that none of y'all knew this. Q, you, Eazy-E, whoever, right? Dre. This hip hop thing is expanding. You coming to New York. You going. You touring. Where did the acting come from?
Word. Good question.
Guys.
Well, I had no idea I was supposed to be doing no acting, right?
Right.
I'm minding my motherfucking business, right? I'm just like, but then at the same time, I'm not really a rapper. I just saw a door open and I took it because I really, really wanted to get out of the game. You don't understand it. When people say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna finish off selling these packs. No, in Superfly there's this line with Pre said, and this line stung me when he says, I got to get out of the game before I have to kill somebody or somebody ices me. I knew that was coming. Eventually, they going to push you. You're going to have to do it. So I was like, man, I want out of it. Niggas was like, why are you doing that rap shit, nigga? You better come get this money. I'm like, man, I really don't want to keep doing this. Everybody, all the niggas I admire were going under or getting killed. I'm like, how am I flyer than them? What, like, when is my number? Be lucky to them. Yeah, when is my number gonna come up? So I'm in a club and I'm talking my shit. I'm in the bathroom. I'm talking my shit. Some nigga was in there talking shit. I'm like, yeah, nigga, if they could put me under a microscope and find one molecule in me that gave a fuck, yeah, they'd have an angle on the nigga, but they can't because I don't give a fuck. So I'm talking my shit, right? And so Mario Van Peebles was the director of the movie. He said, whoever the fuck said that is going to be in my movie. So now I walk outside in the club. I'm talking to some females, and he walks up and he goes, hey, man, Ice, I heard you. I want you to be in my movie. I thought it was that Hollywood bullshit.
Right.
Like, Hollywood motherfuckers will see you and be like, we need to work together.
Yes, exactly.
You can find me if you really want.
All that talk.
Right. So I said, yeah, okay, blah. So he gave me, he got my number. He said, call this number the next day. So I thought he was full of shit. I called the next day. It was Warner Brothers. They said, come in for a reading. I came in. They basically handed me the script and said, you got the part if you want it. I didn't even start reading yet. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But they had figured out if we had sold millions of records, I sold millions of records by then, maybe that would translate.
Right. Into, and this role is
Scotty.
So this is your first role.
Police.
First role. You Ice-T. Gangsta rap.
Original gangster.
Original gangster.
It's dropping, Maino. They want me to play police.
One time for the transition. That's the transition, yeah.
Ironic.
This is how it happens, though.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, are you kidding me? So I read it. I thought it was a small part. Then it was like all the lines. I'm like, that's a star. Like, what? You're
not gonna forget about this part.
Then I'm reading it. It's like, he got dreadlocks. I'm like, I got a perm. Like, I got my shit has got more wavy than the ships in the Navy. Like, what are you doing to me? So I'm thinking they trying to ruin my career. So I start talking to people. So I talk to the niggas in the hood. Yo, man, they want me to be in a movie. They want me to play the police. You know when niggas say, word? Could I be in the movie? Then I talk to niggas, my niggas in jail. I'm calling, yo, man, yeah, we put that on the books, blah, blah, blah. But take this. I know you in the bowels of the devil. I know you stuck, right? But they want me to be this. They want me to pay the police right now. Word? If I was out, could I be in the movie? Then I would get my hair done at this place called Good Fred. So I'm in there with the sisters and they whipping me. I'm like, want me to be in the movie? They like, nigga, if you don't take this opportunity, you motherfucker Ice. You niggas run around here doing all this shit, complaining because you don't got no opportunities. Here's an opportunity. If you don't take it, you a real live sucker. Because many people would love a chance to be in a movie. What the fuck you acting? You don't have to love the police, nigga. We already know who the fuck you are. Go in there and play that shit. And the black women at Good Fred, Pearl and them, they shut me straight. So I went and I did the motherfucking movie and I was scared shitless. So the movie with Chris Rock. Now, the movie comes out. I go to the movies on the low. I'm sitting behind some niggas. I'm like, yo, this might be the whole enchilada. I'm down, I'm losing my hope. Look at that nigga with the Ice-T with that big ass hat on, man. What the fuck was up with that nigga? That nigga got dreads now? What the fuck? Okay. Oh, he shot the nigga in the foot. Oh, son. That nigga Ice got marksmanship. Then, 10, 15 minutes in, they like, Scotty. Start calling me by the character's name. I'm like, shit off. And that was my transition. That was the point. I made $20,000 for that movie. The movie made $87 million.
Say that again.
I made $27,000, and the movie made $87 million.
That's crazy.
I got paid scale.
New Jack City, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. New Jack City. But it wasn't so much about the money at the time. It was about the opportunity. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. I was in no position to ask for money. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was like Chris Rock was there. You know, one day they fired Orange Juice Jones was going to play G Money, and they swapped him out for Alan Payne.
Right.
That day, me and Chris Rock got shook because Chris Rock said, "Yo, Charlie Prince Pride is downstairs." What's the other comedian? One of the comedians, I think his name was Charlie something. But anyway, he thought he was downstairs. I thought they had Chuck D downstairs with a dread wig going on. We all was like, they got to move us out. We got real. We started acting almost like an ass off. But that was my first movie. Right after that, I got a call from to do Ricochet with Denzel Washington, and it was the producer. Damn, what? Google that. You got a Google girl over there. Yeah. The producer
like to help us.
He did one of the biggest producers in Hollywood who did The Matrix. Joel Silver.
Oh. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, my movie just made $87 million. I'm about to get paid, man. This is it, right? Rap music, I'm getting all right, but now it's time to get that bag. Get that bag. So I walk into Joel Silver's office. I'm like, so yeah, you know, I'm be in this movie. I know I'm about to get paid. You know, he said, Ice-T, you've done one movie.
Wow.
So I took it again.
Wow.
Bam. I was like, you know, but that time I made like 50 racks for less work. But I didn't really get a real bag till I played a kangaroo in Tank Girl. I did a movie I did a movie called Tank Girl where I played a mutant kangaroo. They put prosthetics on me, and they gave me an official bag. It was a nice one.
It's a nice.
Yeah, it was a nice $1 million.
Shout out to the $1 million.
Hey?
Shout out to the kangaroo.
Shout out to the kangaroo. For real. It was another movie.
Surviving the Game?
I know that movie. Leprechaun.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yeah, Leprechaun.
Yo, we were just talking about Leprechaun in the Hood.
I did that for my son. I was like, I ain't doing no motherfucking Leprechaun movies. And my son was like, Daddy, leprechauns are cool. I seen this leprechaun. I was like, word, you want me to do the Leprechaun movie? And then I seen the guy Warwick, who was the leprechaun. And I said, fuck it. You know, it wasn't a big bag, but I was like, I'll go do it. And the trip to that movie, that dude, the leprechaun, was in his makeup all the time. Like, I never seen this dude out of his makeup. Like, he would be coming around. Nigga was coming around craft services, creeping in him up. Wow. It was nice. I was like, yo, this is a real leprechaun up in here. Yeah. So I had fun with that. Man.
Was you at this point? Was you like chasing after the movies, like, or was it just like you was just hot and just movies was just coming to you? People was just sending you scripts and sending you opportunities.
I mean, honestly, Maino, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I haven't really chased nothing. Everything just kind of fell. I didn't chase gangster rap. It just happened to be the way I rapped. I did, like you see, the dude met me in the bathroom, just being me. I've always been the type of person that, like, if you met me, you be like, if something come up, you be like, I be the right person for that. Because my personality, you can grab it so
voice
quick.
And everything.
You can figure it. You might think later, yo, because that's just my way I get down.
You're an Aquarius, right?
Yeah, I'm Aquarius. So, you know, the movies led me to more and more movies. They weren't the biggest movies, but they was a lot of money to me at the time. You know,
the traction though. It was the
like that movie we was just talking about. What was it called?
What?
When you played the homeless man.
Surviving the Game.
Yeah.
Rutger Hauer and Charles Dutton.
Yeah, that was a good movie. They thought they was gonna kill you. They turned it up on all of them.
So I'm doing the movies. I moved up into the Hollywood Hills. I was doing all right. I had my recording studio, and then the TV shit happened from Fab Five Freddy. Fab Five Freddy was over my house, and the nigga was looking at my roof talking about the Mac. Like, yeah, this should be a planetarium. You know, we could have hoes in here and talking about the constellations. This nigga Freddy's on some pimp shit. So I'm like, yeah, you think a console? This should be the. So then Andre Harrell called up. Rest in peace. And Andre was trying to talk to Freddie. He said, where you at? I'm over Ice's crib, and you gotta come see this nigga's crib. So he's like, fuck Ice-T. Tell Ice-T he needs to be on New York Undercover. And I was like,
New York Undercover.
Because Andre was a producer to New York Undercover.
I remember.
So I get on the phone with Andre. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That's a ripoff of New Jack City, nigga. I do movies, my man. So I was on my bullshit. So he's like, oh, you too big now, Ice, to be on TV? I was like, okay, give me a bad guy role, and I'll do it, because I've been playing the police.
Right.
So I was, give me a bad guy role, because actors I've learned, they like to flip the script. Like, if you play the school teacher, next you want to play an assassin.
Right. I want to play I want not to cut you off. Right. No, but I've been in a couple of movies. Nothing
Oh God, here we go.
I want to play.
Oh God.
A priest in a horror movie.
Right.
No, like everybody laughing. I hope.
Why not?
It's funny, right? Fuck all you. All right. But what I'm saying is, every movie, everything I ever been in was they always had me playing like a gangster role. Like,
right.
They had me playing in the Tupac movie. It was a gangster. Mm-hmm. Everything that I ever did was gangster. I want to do something.
Yeah, I remember you in Tupac.
Yeah, I was carrying on. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Right? But
Benny Boom, right?
Yeah, Benny Boom. Shout out to Benny Boom.
Shout out to Benny Boom.
You know, I want to play like a priest in a horror movie.
Right.
I want to, you know.
Me and Jay, we gonna do something.
Yeah.
We're working our way up to making a film. So, you know. But nah, that's what happened. And I told them, give me a bad guy role. They gave me the role, Danny Up. Yeah. I went on there. I was wilding, cutting fingers.
You was. I remember that. I was little.
I shot Malice's pregnant wife. Yep. And that was my first working with Dick Wolf.
Dick Wolf is
and
amazing.
at the end of it, he was like, we don't want to kill you. Will you do 2 more episodes? I ended up doing those 2 episodes. Then I got a role on Swift Justice, another show he had. Then I did a Law and Order Exile. I played a pimp. They killed me with a bowling pin. Then I had a show called Players with Costas Manlar and Frank Hughes. Then I got the call for SVU to do 4 episodes.
Well, hold on. Let's go slow on this. Let's go on slow. Yeah. We talking about Law and Order, SVU.
Yeah.
You got called. Ice-T. Come on, Ice-T. Come in here and do 4 episodes. That's it.
And I said no.
You said no to 4 episodes?
No, because at the time I was in LA and I had a record label called Coroner Records and we were trying to invent iTunes because I was up on the MP3s before everybody was and I wanted to create a website where we could sell digital. The only thing is I never would have been a success because I didn't have the hardware. Like MP3s could be everywhere, but if you don't have that phone is what made iTunes jump off. So for a while there were MP3 players.
You had to have a device.
So now you got to carry MP3 player and you carry your phone.
It doesn't work.
They put it together.
Right.
And I wasn't going to be able to put it together.
Right.
But if you go on the internet and look up Ice-T invents iTunes, it'll blow your mind. It's a whole thing of me sitting there before iTunes came out. I told them exactly how to make it. Long story short, I was deep in that. They wanted me to come out here. I was like, nah. I had 15 employees. Then one of my boys from 60s, the Emperor, Janelle, he was like, go on, cuz. Go on out to New York. You like New York, nigga. Go out to New York, man. We ain't gonna rob you, nigga. We wasn't making no money yet. You know, he's like, we ain't gonna make. But go out there, man. You know, have a little big. I got this. So my homie held the office down.
Right.
I came out here to do 4 episodes, and it's been 22 years.
Say that again, Ice.
4 episodes turned into 22 years.
That's
4
amazing.
episodes turned into 22 years. Wow.
I'm trying to get me 4 episodes out here.
Yeah.
Right?
Or what?
Anything.
Anything.
Mostly go up to 22 years.
Listen, you started off, you were supposed to only be here for about 2 or 3 episodes. You're on the 21st episode now. Come on. For real. That's crazy. That to me is those stories for me is inspirational.
Definitely.
Because when you coming from the street, you coming from a certain type of lifestyle, you know what it is, right? So it's death, it's jail, all that shit gonna catch up to you at some point. When you could pivot and make a turn or find opportunity, that to me is gangster. Ain't nothing more gangster than being able to take your past, your experiences, and finish not the way you started.
Look, man, I go to San Quentin, so I'm speaking to the lifers. I go up there every year and I talk to the graduates of their school. They have people getting master's degrees up there.
Right.
You know, so I'm in not San Quentin, excuse me, Sing Sing.
Sing Sing.
So
Okay.
I'm up in Sing Sing talking. Got all these cats in there. They said, Ice, let me tell you, man, never let anybody make you feel crazy about acting like the police. He said, every nigga in this joint will come out of here and try and do that shit.
That's
and the
a
niggas
fact.
that had a problem with you, acting like the police. Them niggas use the police.
Yeah, that's a
Those
fact.
are the cats. Those are corny people.
That's a fact.
Real hustlers respect the fact when somebody's really out here getting some bread and ain't hurting nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I never had no real dilemma because I have a small circle of people that I respect.
Right.
That I grew up with.
Right.
And I listen to them. You know, I remember when one of my boys, this is funny, one of my Rolls Royce, a cat called Rolls Royce Rick. He's out of Detroit. He actually introduced me to Coco, so I'm forever indebted to him. But he's a player, and he told me, he said, "Ice, man, let me ask you something, my nigga." He says, "How much money can you make on an album?" And I said, "Well, if you get in $1 an album, if you're on a major, which I was, I said you would make $1 million, but then you're gonna get taxed, so that's $600,000, and then you got to split that between your producers and writers and anybody else. So I said you might walk with $450, $300 on $1 million." He said, "Okay. How much Will Smith gets on a movie?" I said, $20 million a picture. That's about 2-3 a year. He said, "Now it's none of my business, player. Please let me know if I'm infringing. But if I had my pinky toe in that acting game, wouldn't that be the way to mash?" Word. And I was like, "Ding." And also at the time when I started getting in Law and Order, hip hop made a real weird turn, which took it out of my comfort zone of what I did, and it just changed. My father used to tell me, if you stand on a hustle over 5 years, it's old soil. Dig? Like hustles are 5 years long, and then you move. My father also told me one time when I was selling. My father had a job, but at night he dressed like a pimp. This nigga was ill, right? He had a job, but at night the nigga looked like a pimp.
Was he doing some real pimping though?
No, that's just how. No, the nigga that looked like one. He had a Cadillac. Yeah. He had a hat. Yeah. The nigga was ill, but he worked. He was a square nigga. So one time I used to have a Kool-Aid stand. This is a jewel for everybody listening. I had a Kool-Aid stand. I would sell Kool-Aid. I would take 50 cents worth of Kool-Aid, make like $8 selling 50-cent glasses. So I'm on the corner selling. And I'm not in the corner, right in front of my house. So one day he came home. He said, "What's the matter?" I said, "Nobody bought Kool-Aid today." He says, "It got cold." He said, "Well, if they ain't buying Kool-Aid, sell them cookies." Have you ever heard anything more genius than that? He says, "You don't make them follow the market, follow what they want." You know, if you was selling crack, they ain't buying, they selling eat. You got to move. We got to change. You can't just sit on what you do. So I learned that from him. So when my hip hop stuff, see, I had a point in my career where my records stopped selling.
Right.
And then when I mean stop selling, they went from where I would sell 1 million records maybe down to 100,000 records.
Right. But that was not just you, that was just the game.
But I didn't know that at first. And I felt some kind of way. And I was like,
Game was changing though.
And then yes. And then I looked around. Wu-Tang ain't selling.
Right.
Kane ain't selling. Ra ain't selling. All the people who I really admired. Like, you could be a rapper, and I look at Wu-Tang Clan like, I can't fuck with 9 motherfuckers that can rap like that. So I'm like a super fan of people like Rakim. I toured with Kane. I know niggas that, everyone that raps knows niggas who can rap. We know a rapper. Like, I used to see Ghostface freestyle, and I'm like, this nigga can rap his ass off. Raekwon, all them. But then the record sales started to fall off for all of us.
Right.
And then I didn't feel that way. I just said it was the death of Source magazine. It was a trend.
It was a time.
Few people were able to keep it going like Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z's power move was crazy right now. When that song came out with him and Beyonce, it just took him into another stratosphere. You know what I'm saying? Because no longer was he a rapper with us. He just jumped. When he was crazy, ho, you know what the flow. It's like the rockets just boom. He just went into outer space. Yeah. Now him and Beyonce can shell out,
increased his value,
stadiums by themselves. Not to mention that Jay is just a superb, incredible rapper.
Definitely.
But I'm not on that caliber, so my record. So I was like, I got to start selling cookies, acting. And so with the game,
so you pressed the gas on the acting.
I just focused on it. I didn't look at it like. Because I wasn't really I was looking at it as, I looked at acting as a side hustle. Yeah. Instead of This is where you should be focused on.
Period.
Music is now your side hustle. See what I'm saying? Because you're getting more bread acting. So now I started to take it serious, and I would study the other actors I was working with, and I said, I want to get better at this. And I just wanted to get better. First time you put a rapper in a movie, he ain't really act. He just kind of bullshitting through it until you say, "Yo, I really want to focus."
So you really want to focus on it, and it's really an art, and it's really, it's a whole nother world.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've been on movie sets where it's just like, all right, you a rapper, so what? This is a movie set, nigga. Like, this is a different game.
Do you think that actors, people that's always want to be an actor, you think they feel a kind of way? Like, here comes this rapper, only here because he's a rapper, and they giving him a shot. You think you get any type of that?
They might, and you have to be aware of it. Just like if an actor walked into one of our studio sessions, we'd be like, I hope this nigga can rap. You know what I'm saying? But then if he can spit, all of us will be like, this nigga's rapping his motherfucking ass. I mean, you just have to show and prove. Mm-hmm. When I worked with Denzel Washington, he came in, he was so cool with me, and he was talking shit and telling jokes. And then they said action. That nigga jumped into character on my ass and hit the lines, and I flooded him. He was like, "Come on, Ice, come on, man, let's go. This is what we doing here." So I learned that I wanted to be like that. I wanted to get good with it, and it's still entertainment. It's still entertainment. People say, where you learn how to act? I'm like, stand in front of a judge.
That's good. That's good.
If the next person walk in here and I say, convince them that you're my manager, that's acting.
Absolutely right.
That's acting.
Real.
Niggas act every day.
Absolutely.
You're on fire tonight, huh?
That's the most
the biggest screen for acting.
Yeah.
IG. Biggest.
I think that after New Jack City, the reason I got in there is there weren't that many black actors at that age. Wesley Snipes had only done Major League. There wasn't a big a group of actors. Now there's hundreds and hundreds of actors. So since that and New York Undercover and all this, look, I mean, Chadwick and Marvel, it's just there's so many great actors. So hopefully, I always want to inspire people,
That's right.
And that's why I'm still Ice-T even when I act, because I want somebody to look at Law and Order and go, oh yeah, Ice-T. I don't like rappers. Ice-T's a rapper. I don't want them to play rappers as cheap. You know what I'm saying? I want them to understand that's why the acting, Queen Latifah is still Queen Latifah. Right. Yes. LL is still We're giving homage to where it came from. We could change my name, and forget rap.
But no, your stage name is still Ice-T.
Forever.
Because
that's what got me.
You definitely said Trace, whatever, then make the first and last name and continue acting.
I could do that.
Ice-T.
I do that out of respect for hip hop.
Wow,
absolutely, that's dope.
That's something that I love about you. That you such a hip hop head, right? You did a documentary that you produced. The Art of Rap. Which that inspired me. Because when I worked with Jay on a documentary that we worked on, I was like, yo, Ice-T did a documentary. You know what I mean? Like, when I saw you do that.
The one you did about the girls?
I
like that.
Yeah, thank you. When I saw you do that. The applause button for Jay Rodrigo. The applause button. Don't get kicked out, Jay. When I saw you do that, right? Because I'm all about transitioning. It's like I watch how dudes start and I watch where they go with it. You know what I mean? And I watch Jay, I watch, Ice Cube, fucking Boys in the Hood, to Boys in the Hood, you know what I mean? So when I saw you do the documentary, I was like, yo, I could do a documentary.
Absolutely.
You understand? And those are some of the things, but the Art of Rap, I realized that you was really like a real hip hop head. Like you all the way in it, and it didn't change with you getting up every day to go to work on SVU. It didn't change at all.
What happened with the Art of Rap? I was watching this show on documentaries, and they said documentaries are to document something,
right?
That and I also was watching this show about business, and they said always start with the lowest hanging fruit. So if I was going to make a movie, I wanted to be a filmmaker. I still want to make film. They said, I said it's going to either have to be about the streets or rap,
right?
But there's no real stars in the street, like. I have a phone full of Eminem's numbers.
Right.
I said, so I first called everybody and I said, yo, I want to do a movie. I want to interview you. I got 20 questions. I'm not going to ask you about no money, no girls, no cars, no beef. Only the craft. How do you write your rhymes? Where your space is? And everybody's like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm there, I'm there. So I got a camera crew from England because over there they look at our music in a higher regard. They called hip hop when we started black folk music.
Right.
They
respect it. Yeah,
they respect it.
Yeah,
So
overseas all over they do.
we came out here. I started off with maybe 15 people. I ended up with a 3.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
With all the people. So then to get it into Sundance, I had to cut it down to 90 minutes. Like, I mean, Jim Jones, I got him on the DVD. I got on the extended version, Smooth the Hustler. All these different.
You work with Smooth the Hustler and them too.
Yeah, those are my guys from Brooklyn.
I remember,
Brooklyn. Those are Smooth the Hustler. When I was out in New York City, I was up at a radio station and they asked me, "Who are you feeling right now?" And I'm like, I don't know who these niggas are. Put your eyes on the guys. Yeah, broken language.
Broken language.
Yeah, the I can see Turner ass whooping learner.
What? Shout out to Smooth the Hustler and Trigger the Gambler. I was in Elmira when I heard that. I never heard nothing like that in my life. That to me is still. I rapped over that beat maybe 3 different times, right? And I recreated that. DR period. Shout out to DR period. That was one of the most craziest songs ever. That is a classic and it's underrated. But if you're a real hip hop connoisseur like myself, I'm a connoisseur.
I ain't saying
no,
it.
Definitely. That is a timeless record. It's called Broken Language.
And I mentioned that at the radio, and before I left the radio station, the niggas was downstairs.
You did something with them though, right? Like as far as
an album
or something, right?
Yeah, called Repossession.
Right, because I remember I was listening to y'all up on Hot 97 one morning.
Yeah.
Years back. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, they became my friends.
Right.
So they was my Brooklyn connections and stuff. So I did all these rappers, everyone, Melly Mel. I did everybody. Then I had to edit this thing down to 90 minutes.
Right.
It was a heartbreak. But the movie came out and it's we took it into a tour. Now we have the Art of Rap festivals that we do where we just put, just hot artists on there. I mean, we had the last performance of Mobb Deep in Vegas the night Prodigy passed away.
Wow,
he had just
that was
in
Vegas,
Vegas
because he died in Vegas. Wow.
Yeah, I was with him, and I got pictures with him and Havoc, and we had Ghostface and Ray were there, and then
R.I.P. to Prodigy.
And Prodigy's my favorite rapper.
Yeah, Prodigy was man. I got a chance to work with a lot of my favorite rappers. Like, I had never rapped until I went to prison. Mm-hmm. I had no aspirations of being a rapper.
Right.
I was never into, wanting to be a rapper. But I was like a fanatic. Mm-hmm. I could tell you who's who, everywhere. So I was in prison. I was getting in trouble. I was always in a box, and I started rapping. So I always was like a student of the game, People like Mobb Deep loved him. Nas loved him. And it for me it was just refreshing when I got out here and they just knew who I was. That was good enough for me. Mm-hmm. When I first time meeting Fat Joe, he was like, "Oh, I heard of you." You understand? That alone was just good for me.
Well, for me, that's all I wanted to do. When I started rapping, I didn't want to be the best. I didn't want to be the biggest. I just wanted to be known.
Right.
I wanted to be mentioned amongst rappers.
Yeah.
That was it, And people always did these top 50s and these top. I've never been on anybody's list, but I've been successful enough to have a very, I've lived well. I haven't even been on the list. I'm not on
ultimately, that's what it all matters. Like you was going platinum when platinum was platinum. We talking in the 80s and 90s, right? And then you went through this period with rap when everything got controversial, right?
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me replay it. I'm on 2 lists, and the 2 lists that matter to me really the most. I'm in Snoop's top 5, and I'm in Ice Cube's top 5.
Come on, hold on.
That's what matters. Yeah.
That's a good list.
You respect it where you need to be respected.
That's all
What
matters.
matters.
And he made a lot of fucking money.
Right.
All right.
I started selling cookies.
That's right. It's not selling cookies. That pivot was me. So you went through this period. You along with artists like Tupac. There was a few others where it was a political thing. Dan Quayle, C. Dolores Tucker. You know, they was running over, steamrolling over CDs and cassette tapes. You had this song out back then, and I remember you catching a lot of hell for it. It was called Cop Killer.
Right. I was on the Body Count record.
Body Count, yeah.
Well, you know what happened is, okay, so you got us rapping gangster shit. Then Public Enemy hit, and KRS-One hit from the East. And they were putting knowledge in it. So that's when you see Ice Cube and all of us pivot and say, we can talk this gangster shit, but we got to put some game in this too.
That's a fact.
We can't just be talking all the wildness.
It was real. It was political at the same
Public
time.
Enemy rocked the world.
Right. And it was hard.
Right.
Like, it was hard. Like, but it was hard, but he was saying some shit.
Dude, I was in the Latin Quarter and they played Rebel Without a Pause, and that shit came on.
Brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters.
I don't know what this world is.
I don't know what this world is coming to.
Yes. I was like, yo, man, this is like the whole place when it started vibrating. Yes. I was like, yo, this Public Enemy shit is hard. So like I say, everybody's getting influenced by everybody.
Right.
All of a sudden they decide they want to attack hip hop. Hip hop is a problem. Now, the reason hip hop became a problem is because white kids started liking it. As long as we was singing to the hood, no one cares. Nigga shoot another nigga, nobody. But once the white kids,
once little Johnny
gets a hold of it, and that I did an album called Home Invasion, where it's all about us invading their kids. You know what I did?
Invade middle of America.
Right. So it's the fear of Sally taking down that New Kids on the Block poster.
And putting up Ice-T and Ice Cube and Tupac.
Over her princess bedroom.
Yeah. Niggas ain't got no shirt.
Over her princess bedroom set.
How you said some gravy?
Yeah. Over the princess bedroom set. Daddy's got to shut this down. And then, dad's at the table saying, all those niggers are riding. And the daughter's like, they're not niggers, Dad. Because she's been listening to Public Enemy. She knows what
she's
we're talking about.
She's been educating herself.
So what you saw recently in all these protests was such a diverse crowd out there. The police would love to call it a racial movement.
Right.
But right now, we have really infected the world with what's really right and wrong.
That's a fact.
Through music. I tell people, I say, white people put Obama in. Black people, we only make up 17% of the United States population. So white people had to vote. But those white people that voted were hip-hop fans. Those white people were our fans that grew up, that weren't afraid of Snoop Dogg and weren't afraid of...
One time for our culture.
Yeah, the culture changed the people.
That's right.
First generation hip-hop has gray hair. So when you think you're talking to the square banker, he's like, man, you don't even know, man. I know who Biz Markie is. I grew up on this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's been a change of the guard. I like getting political right now. Like the Trump situation, the reason Trump got in was because of Black Lives Matter, and I'm explaining. Black Lives Matter scared the shit out of white people, but we didn't vote. What we did was we got busy, but then we didn't like Hillary either.
Right.
So we protest and we didn't vote, and we scared all the racists to the polls.
Right. They said, "Oh fuck this shit, we can't have these motherfucking niggas out here."
Right. This time we protest, but we vote. So we got to back up the protest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you're ready to do a full overthrow. There's always niggas. I ain't voting, man. I'm just waiting on the revolution. Shut the fuck up.
Waiting on the revolution.
Ain't no revolution gonna happen. Joe punk ass sitting there sipping there. I ain't with it. And right now, this is the game that is going on, and we got to deal with this game until the game changes. So This is the game that's going on right now.
Right.
This is amazing.
No, it is amazing, man. Shout out to Ice-T, man.
Word, man. All the Jews.
For real, Jews. I want to ask you, because I don't want to keep you here all
I got
night.
shit to do with this quarantine. Saturday night. Can I get something cold to drink?
Yeah, there's something cold for the man.
I'm good right
You
here.
got some water, Ice?
I'm good. We gonna do this, man. Yeah, we cool. I love, it's always a treat when players meet, man. It's always a treat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, I would use that.
You heard what he said, right?
Relax.
I would use it for myself.
You heard what he said, though, right?
Players meet.
Nope, none of you niggas got called players. None of you.
Oh God.
I'm a player.
No, you are a player.
Ice-T called me a player. I'm a player.
I'm gonna give you that one. If he caught it,
Listen,
anybody know a player, he know a player.
It's not like it came from Vanilla Ice. This is Ice-T. Like,
Hey,
what is wrong with this nigga?
Hey, he's 10 toes in the game. We already know it. You know what I'm saying?
10 toes, 10
10
peas.
toes.
Yeah.
I'm a 10 piece of 10 toes. You know what I mean? No, but I wanted to talk to you about what your thoughts is about where hip hop is right now, and I'm not talking about the game of hip hop.
Right.
I'm just talking about it's a lot of young niggas, man, getting opportunities,
Right.
and then dying a lot. Like for me, hip hop, I always looked at hip hop as being a way out because I was active in the street.
Right.
I was active in prison. I was active in my lifestyle, right? To the point where I felt like this is a way out. Like I looked at my niggas and I was like, homie, we could do this because we want to get away from that.
Just like
it's
me.
similar like to what you were saying.
You gonna have to kill somebody, they gonna kill you.
Right.
That's gonna happen if you stay in that life.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's like people that's really in the street don't want to be in the street forever.
For real.
Anybody that really participated in the street lifestyle, we did what we had to do because we felt like that's what we had to do. We took our opportunities because of based around what we had, right? And the music was a way out. Right? If you could get into music, you could get away from some of the shit that we was going through. But now it's like it just seems like rappers is dying at an all-time high.
Real talk.
Like, I think of Pop Smoke, and I think of, the young homie King Von. It was another rapper that just passed.
Boosie just got shot.
Boosie just got shot. Benny just got shot.
Duck something.
Right.
AFPG
But
Duck.
it's just endless. It's just endless. And I'm saying, like, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, as far as the new generation hip hop, I learned my lesson about commenting on how I feel about the music because I had to come.
It's not about the music, right?
But I had to come to the conclusion that music is all based on taste, preference, and also an age thing. Like what this generation is dealing with, I'm not actually dealing with it. So for me to make a comment on someone's rapping or what they rap about, I'm out of bounds.
Right.
I'm not what's relative to them isn't relative to me. Or what's relevant.
Relevant.
What's relevant to them could be the new sneakers. Relevant to you might be the price of jet fuel. You see what I'm saying? It has to deal with where you are, or you're trying to buy real estate. You don't care about no sneakers. So
where you are.
So everybody looks at it different. So this music that's going on now is a sign of the times. What I have noticed though, and this is no disrespect, music kind of matches the drugs that are going on. Like the music from the crack era was very hyper. like DMX and Woo and all of right now everybody's like on sedatives. The kids are weed, so it loops Percocet, Molly Percocet. It's like it's a
Vibe.
It's a vibe, but that's based on the weed. The new weed is like whoa, you know what I'm saying? I don't even smoke weed. I got so high with Davies and my son sitting in a room that I was high. I was like, yo, I was looking for a donut shop. Them niggas they smoked me out. We was in my son has a dispensary. I'm in the back room with them niggas smoking. They was smoking Dead Body and Crispy. Mortuary. They got you know the weed names.
Mortuary. The niggas said mortuary.
Nitrous oxide and dead
embalming fluid.
We're smoking that.
This is embalming fluid right here.
Man, this is that shit right here. This is bullet in your motherfucking head. So I was like in there, but anyway. So the music kind of matches whatever the drug is at the moment, and that's why if you put on a hyper track right now, the kids is like, "Yo, turn that shit down." Like, you fucking with my eye. We vibing right now. Okay, so that's the time, and that's neither here nor there, and it's not a diss. It's just my observation. And you might think, okay, now kids dying with hip hop, it's hustling backwards to me.
That's what I always said.
The problem, this is the problem, Maino. The internet. If me and you had beef back in the day, only our few friends would know.
Right, that's it.
Unless you went and talked to a magazine. But now they just get on. Right now, I could go on the internet and I could insult somebody. The whole world hears it.
Right.
That insult hits different. It's not like it hits different. It's like, nigga, everybody heard Maino call you a bitch. Nigga, what you gonna do?
Right.
So it's amplified. And these motherfuckers have no cut on calling each other out. It's not a good idea. It's dangerous. It's inherently dangerous because like when you got beef, you don't necessarily have beef with the person. If I had beef with you, I may never see you, but I might run into your fans at a restaurant. I could run into a Maino lover and he could body me. So you're creating a huge beef. It's a ripple of hundreds of people that might get involved. And when you start saying, I'll kill you on sight, and this, you're putting a green light on these people and stuff. So there was a point in my career where I said, if I got to do some gangster shit to sell records, I just can't sell records. Like, I'm not gonna carry no guns. And you know, like, my friend that lost his life playing the line was Tupac. And I knew Pac was, he was a millionaire, but he liked the streets. Right. And I'm like, dude, you don't, them niggas know you millionaire. Like, you can't just...
one or the other.
It's fucked up. And nobody wanted to lose Pac. Right. But Pac had no business getting into fights and stuff like that. All that situation in Vegas.
And getting into gangs.
It should never happen.
Gangbang shit.
I think about that, you know. And it's funny, Shock G from Digital Underground came over my house one night and I said, what the fuck you doing knocking at my door? Because he know where I live. He said, no, I was up in the hills. I asked him, do any black people live up there? Ice-T live over there. So he knocked on my door. And he was like, you got to talk to Pac, Ice.
Wow.
You know, and I wasn't able to. But this game of show business, you can't do it and be in the criminal world at the same time.
It's a fact.
Double Dutch back and forth.
What a street cat
backwards.
has. What a street cat has is anonymity. You see, they were shooting in the club. Who? Lil Loke. Who's Lil Loke? Nobody knows. Who was shooting? Ice-T. Oh, well, Ice-T will be over here at this particular time. You can't hide. You're famous. Fame and infamy are two different things. So I hope I don't see it stopping because the internet loves beef. It loves to push the line. You know.
Well, we was saying that it should be like against the social media guidelines for them to promote beef on these blog sites. Like they should take it down once they put up.
know what's gonna happen? It's gonna happen just like us with Pac and Big. It's gonna take them to understand that this is going nowhere. When Pac and Big had that beef, New York was in with it. They loved it. I remember Pac played Hit 'Em Up to Me. I was like, because I'm thinking like this could cause this. As much as I go, like I just, rap battling is one thing. When you start threatening people on records, it turns into
something totally different, and it's this element of social media where I feel like it has everybody that feels entitled. It feels like I'm somebody. You got dudes that get money in the street and just like I get way more money than rappers. I'm just as popping. I'm just as lit. I got this many followers, and I think being an artist, being a rapper in this day and age, it's been trivialized. It's been minimized because it's not special. It's not special. You got the young dudes that be like, I don't fuck about no rappers. Like
because you gotta think about it though. If I make a song right now, put it out on SoundCloud, I'm a rapper.
That's right.
Right.
It's like the most dangerous.
We all can be rappers in this room.
Just
no
like
qualifications.
No
all you gotta do is record and put it out.
But it's no process no more.
Before being a rapper was something special because it was a process.
Right, because everybody wasn't able to do it.
Everybody wasn't able to do it.
It's just unfortunate, and I just send my love out to all the youngsters, that are trying to make it, that got a dream, that want to come up. I wish that some of them could take rap for the ride. I've taken it.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas be like, Ice, we don't see you out. Nigga, I'm at the house playing Xbox, man. I'm not out there, because one of my homies from Penn who got all day told me, he said, Ice, nigga, if you don't have your rep by now, you're not gonna get it.
Hold on, man. I'm telling you what we got to prove at this point, man. When it was time to be active, we was active.
But see, the difference is you're older.
Right.
They're at that point where they're trying to be it, and they're in gladiator school. They're at that point where they got to prove it to their friends.
And then you got some of the old niggas that's just not giving a game.
They're not they're not giving the game at all. If you notice this whole time, you have a lot of people around you who you talk to. You have a lot of people around you who are saying, Ice, look, asking you questions, or look, I got this word of advice. I got this, I got that. You got a lot of things that you take with you. They don't have that.
No, the problem
they don't have that at all. They don't have nobody telling them.
I'm gonna tell you,
nah.
Whoever got the bag is the big homie.
It's a fact. That's a fact.
Whoever got the bag is the big homie.
Niggas follow the bag.
So
they have nothing to say. Nah, my homie told me this. Nothing.
And I got the game that you need. I was gonna do what you say because you got the bag.
You got older niggas calling young niggas big homie. You got the bag.
You got the bag.
You got another thing too, which is cats that are halfway in and halfway out of the game. Mm-hmm. So I made a record, but all the money I'm flossing really comes from the life. Mm-hmm. So they are truly active. And I know for a fact they active because, like I say, my son got a dispensary.
Right.
So they make a record and they hustling.
Right.
Well, that's like you got one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel.
Indeed.
You basically are still in the life, but you're rapping. It doesn't work like that.
Don't.
You got to get out.
Like you said, you had to
leave it alone.
Nigga, when I stopped hustling, I went broke for a while. You know what I'm saying? I was used to getting bread and stuff like that, and I'm trying to rap like that, and I was going through withdrawals, because I know how to go get some bread, but I'm like, I can't do it. And my homies that was still in the game would come over and, oh man, we got you. Pay my rent. I wasn't used to not having fresh shit and jewels and all that kind of stuff. I had to go through this, but I'm glad I did because I learned I could survive on less.
That's what we missing though.
But your reputation and all that, it wasn't like the internet. The internet, look, nowadays people are more concerned with looking like they made it than actually made it.
Yes, yes, amen.
I don't get it.
Amen.
Nowadays, it's all about this look.
Yep.
I had a conversation with a girl yesterday, and she was just like, "Oh, I can't give a 550. I gotta get a 63." I'm like, "Who are you?" Like you're not a celebrity, you're not an entertainer, but yet you feel a need to have to look a certain kind of way in front of who? You can't have a 550, you have to have a 63. Like what the? You going to the Grammys? Where you go? Like, who are you?
To pull up at the
It's
local.
an illusion.
It's an illusion. Like you going broke, trying to look rich in
Like
front
I
of broke
said
people.
last week,
It's
you
in
just everybody be so quick to shit on each other.
Yeah.
This is what I don't get. How do you go like on Instagram and lie, and your close friends know you're lying?
That'd be the crazy part. We know you in real life.
Yo, that's
We just was talking about that. Like,
Your
I know you in
closest
real
friends
life.
know, nigga, that ain't your car. Nigga, that ain't your.
Right.
So are your friends that are you covering for them when they lie too? Is it like a cult,
Yeah, it's a cult
of lying?
Yeah.
Everyone's lying.
A
you
fraud.
gonna blow me up, I'm gonna blow you up. We all gonna do it together.
But yeah, and that's exactly what
And they always say fake it till you make it. I'm like, no, because sometimes motherfuckers just get used to faking it.
Yeah.
It just becomes
They are.
good.
That's
Professional faking.
Yes.
at all times, at an all-time high. Also,
That's too much stress.
crazy, man.
It hurts me, man. You know, I don't want to hear about young King Von, and I don't want to hear about these kids. I don't even know them.
Right.
And, you know, my daughter is in Atlanta. I call her. She go, yeah, daddy, he was so cool. And Lil Ice like, yo, I was cool with this dude. And Shooter from Dave East guy who
Right.
passed away.
Right,
People
right,
have
right,
passed
right.
away. Here, let me speak on something else.
Right.
All right. Just dying early from not for health reasons and all these other things. We're not talking about COVID. Just the health of the black people as a whole. We got to get it together. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've had friends die in their 40s, early 50s like that. I'm about to turn 63.
God bless you.
Feel me? I'm about to turn 63. There ain't no reason you shouldn't be living to 80, 90. There's no reason. We got to get ourselves together. And I'm not a health nut. I don't do nothing. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that stuff. But that was just a call early in my life because being an orphan, I just felt that drugs or alcohol would compromise my safety. You dig? Being high, I was just had to be on
Gotta
my
be
on
focused.
Yeah, I just said,
On point.
I'm like,
So never, you never.
Nope, I never drank. Well, I sip. I'm not afraid of it, but I don't want to be drunk.
You don't wanna be
Right.
drunk.
I don't want to be high.
That's me.
I want to be on point. If you were my security guard, nigga, you're not getting high. So due to the fact I don't have a security guard, I can't get high.
Right.
I'm my own security. I'm on point. You know, and the homies, I was like the designated driver, designated sober nigga before they even had a name for it.
That's
So
me.
Maino be like, Ice is my boy, but Ice is straight. So if shit popped off, I'm like, come on, nigga, like we going that way. And then G's like that.
That's right.
They like having one guy that's not.
right. That's
No.
right. That's right.
And you know, I just want people to live, man. I'm just tired of it. You know, I lost Heavy D. I lost a lot of people, man. And hip hop, man, can't become the game of death. It has to. Motherfuckers gotta live.
Rock stars living to 80 years old.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger
Right.
just had a baby at 72.
Who that?
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger?
This nigga's the bar. He's the bar.
And still touring.
72. What's up?
Wow, it's crazy. But I think we don't condition ourselves even mentally to live long.
Right.
We don't even think about 60, 70. We mentally we can't see past what's 5 years or whatever. Like we can't see past it. We live in that, and that's why we move the way we move.
You gotta hang around some older cats with bread. Like I was with this dude, he was 82 years old in Miami. Balling! 82. Balling on the boat,
Right.
blah, 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 fly shit, dressing like us. I'm like, man, I hope I still got some bread. You know what I'm saying? Because and I told my son, I'm like, you 27. No, my son's about to turn 29. I'm like, you're gonna need bread when you're 30. But you're gonna wanna be fly at 40.
Well, that's
but
a fact.
you're gonna wanna,
It don't ever stop.
Well, you might. The only thing you might want to be an old nigga, but you don't want to be an old broke nigga. Like that's game's over. You know what I'm saying?
You don't got no more hustle in you after the 80 years old. You got this.
Yeah,
By then, you should have already
you
set
should
it
have
up.
already did what you needed to do. Crazy.
These big say being broke at 30, give a nigga the chill.
My point is, it's going in 10 years from now, you're gonna still be the same fly nigga.
You don't feel no different.
No, not in your head. I mean, your body feels a little different. You know, I still could make a baby through a brick wall. That shit still works. But I hit the bag and I box. I still,
Right, because I'm still in the gym heavy. You know what I mean?
but the first thing they like say with age, the first thing to go is recovery time. Your ability to stay out all night and then sleep 2 hours and get up and do it again.
You start to get those naps.
If I hang out past 3 in the morning, I feel like I played tackle football the next day. I'm like,
you know what I'm starting to need? Naps in the daytime. Like, just finished working out. What you about to do?
Take a nap.
The second thing is pain, but no injury. Like just. What the fuck is that? Where did that come from? Like you didn't get injured.
You didn't get hit there, nothing. You
wake up and be like, my back hurt.
You got tackled there in the 10th grade. And they coming back to get you.
Yeah, you didn't feel that shit then.
But they say the first 3 things to go with age is one is memory. I can't remember the other 2.
Is the knees?
My knees is gone.
My knee's still good.
Oh, you all missed my joke.
I got Megs over here.
That was a joke.
The knees go.
No, I said the memory. The first 3 things to go. Memory.
And then he forgot.
I can't remember the other.
I seen this.
I didn't tell my joke twice.
That's because we all.
Hey, but you know what? It's a victory. It's a win. It's another trip around the sun. And like I say, you have to embrace your evolution. Like you're not going to get younger. So just say, like, I'm in the best I could be at this moment. You dig what I'm saying? And it's still fly. And it's all good, you know. They say you as young, you're only as old as the woman that's feeling you. You dig what I'm saying? I never had no problem with Jay.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell Jay, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, no, I've been trying to, you know.
He's a fly nigga too.
Yeah, man, that's my guy though, man. Shout out to Jay Rodriguez.
But
you know,
it's just how you feel and how you know. And I'm on all my boys' bumpers, man. I'm on them like, nigga, you got to work out. You know, I'm like, nigga, you ain't doing no calendar shoot, but take care of yourself, your health. There's no reason to be checking out of here early. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying. There's no reason. And as our age, now you in your 40s, you shouldn't go to jail.
That's
you
a
shouldn't
fact.
get shot.
That's a fact.
You shouldn't, all that stuff because we're not on the front lines. We're not down there.
We're not active.
And as I call gladiator school, the block. You got to get your rep and all that. I'm cool.
We did that.
Niggas tell me I'm soft, picket fence. That's all good, nigga. I'm cool.
Fucking right.
Whatever.
But this is what we work for. Anything other than that is hustling backwards, right?
Yeah, real talk. People come over my crib, they be expecting to see motherfuckers hanging on meat hooks because they listen to my lyrics. They're like, damn, where is it? Where all the guns and shit? They're here.
They're here.
They're placed away. They're appropriately placed.
Appropriately scattered.
But what you see, I got aquariums. It's very tranquil in my house. You come to my house, you listen to Sade.
That's right.
You know, I'm very mellow and stuff. Now, my work is aggressive. When I go in, we go in the studio, everything is getting hurt. But that's my work. That's what I do. But I can't live like that.
Absolutely.
There's a difference, and I think that line that you're talking about is a line that gets blurred all the time about work and how you actually live. You know?
Who I am and what I do is 2 different things.
Round of applause.
Oh. Imagine
You're on fire tonight, man.
I am. Shut up.
Yo, Ice, man, I want to thank you for coming through, though,
Yes,
bro.
thank you so much.
For real, like, for really coming through and giving up the game and
Jewels
chopping
on
it
us,
up
man.
with us, you know?
I saw you in the back of a Maybach on
Yeah.
internet talking.
Yeah, I used to make a lot of videos in the back of my Maybach all the time. I had to switch it up a little bit.
You said some most prolific shit. So, you know, like I say, like us rappers, we'll know who's on point. We'll know who's full of shit. I mean, you know, game knows game.
That's right.
So I'll be like, okay, I see Maino's official. And then Jay being our partner, we talk highly.
Right.
So I was like, look, he said, yo, Ice, we want you to do this. I was like, I'm here, man. That's nothing. You know, a friend to me, a real nigga isn't a nigga that'll show up at the party or show up when you popping bottles. It's a nigga that'll meet you in the parking lot, in the dark, in the rain with the pistol.
Facts.
You know,
Absolutely.
Facts. Absolutely.
Motherfucking pistol, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. No, Jay always speak highly of you, though. And just me being an avid hip hop connoisseur and just a fan of the culture, a fan of the music. You know, it's always been, you know, hats off to you, bro.
What we need to do, thank you. What we need to do is get Jay, come over to the crib and we build.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because sometimes just sitting around people like and talking, things just happen and they develop.
Yes.
You know, I'm good friends with Dre. I just go talk to Dre. You know what I'm saying? It's like things can happen. You know, and I always tell people like, did you think Dr. Dre ever thought he was gonna make money on headphones, something that had already been invented?
Word.
And then he branded that and made $1 billion. I mean, Jay-Z's money does not come from records. It comes from other endeavors and things like that. Puffy's making money on Ciroc. So there's a lot of things we can do. Music got us through the door.
That's right.
But there's ways we can parlay it into a lot of things if we think about it.
Absolutely.
It starts with a thought. You know, but a lot of times
Just building,
connecting.
Building.
You know, that's that synergy. You know. Word though, man. Appreciate it, man. Shout out to our sponsors this episode. The Halal Bros, not the Halal guys, the Halal Bro.
Halal Bros.
You understand?
Falafels and
good food.
Chicken over rice, lamb over rice.
Let me tell you that salmon with the rice and the salad.
Salmon over rice to salad.
Oh my God!
That's the Habibis over there.
Shout out to
Rose,
Alicia with your fine ass, definitely, man. And everybody, listen, man. You know what it is. Chase your dreams, for real.
Absolutely.
Get to it. You understand?
Shout out to all the fans.
Hating will get you nowhere though.
Haters don't make it to heaven.
Haters don't make it to heaven.
Just get inspired by people. If somebody's doing something that you can't, and they such a sucker, then what does that make you? If you can't outdo them, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to be able to be inspired by these people. You can make it but you know, you just gotta get up off your ass and get that money. When the motherfucker said hustle hard, you know, when the coach told you to hustle, he meant run them bleachers, man, catch a sweat. You ain't hustling unless you catch a sweat. You know, and we're going down this. If you going to sleep broke, you probably shouldn't sleep late. Get your
ass up early.
This is Kitchen Talk.
Kitchen Talk.
At your favorite time, boy.
21.
Rick Hustle Hard.
Yeah.
Peace. Iceberg.
Iceberg.